All right, if you're a Honda owner, I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. That little warning light that just pops up out of nowhere. FCW system failed. So frustrating, right? Well, today we're going to decode that thing. We're going to dive right in and figure out exactly what your car is trying to tell you. Yep, that's the one. It just appears on your dash, and a million questions start racing through your head, right? Is this a big deal? Am I about to break down? It's super frustrating, I get it. But hey, don't you worry. You are in exactly the right place, and we're going to figure this out together. So let's start with the basics. What even is the FCW system? Well, it stands for Forward Collision Warning. The easiest way to think about it, it's like your car's trusty co-pilot, a second set of eyes that's always scanning the road ahead for you. So when you see that system failed message, it just means your co-pilot has temporarily clocked out. This really important safety feature is offline. Now, the good news is your car is still perfectly drivable, but it's definitely something you want to get sorted out. Okay, so how are we going to tackle this? We've got a super clear step-by-step plan. We'll kick things off with the absolute basics, the easy stuff. Then we'll get into a little bit of simple diagnostic work. We'll also figure out exactly when it's time to call in a pro. And we're going to wrap it all up with a solid action plan that you can use anytime this happens. All right, first up, the 60-second check. These are the simplest, quickest things you can try like right now. And you know what? A lot of the time, the fix is ridiculously simple and totally free. So let's knock these out first before we even think about getting worried. So here's how it works. Your FCW system has two eyes, a camera, usually right up by a rearview mirror, and a radar sensor, which is typically hidden in the front grille or behind the Honda emblem. If either of those gets blocked by something, we're talking dirt, a bunch of bugs, snow, ice, even just really heavy rain, the system can't see. It's like trying to drive with mud on your glasses. So it just shuts itself down to be safe. Your first mission, then, is super simple. Just grab a soft cloth and give that spot on the windshield and your front grille a gentle wipe. You'd be amazed how often this is the magic fix. Okay, so you've cleaned everything and you're still seeing that light? No problem. Let's try the oldest trick in the tech support book, a simple reset. Seriously, just turn the car off, wait a second, and turn it back on again. It's basically a computer on wheels, and sometimes a quick reboot is all it takes to clear out a temporary glitch. If that doesn't work, let's take a peek at the battery. These high-tech safety systems are super sensitive to any weirdness in the power supply. So if your battery terminals are a little loose, or you see that crusty, corroded stuff on them, that can totally trigger an error. Just give them a look and make sure they're clean and screwed on tight. All right, if the easy checks didn't do the trick, it's time to put on our detective hats. We're going to let the car itself tell us where it hurts. And for that, we need a special tool. This is where an OBD2 scanner becomes your absolute best friend. Now, don't let the name scare you. This is not some complicated mechanics tool. You can grab a cheap one online for next to nothing. Or, here's a pro tip, most big auto parts stores will scan your car for you for free. You just plug this little gadget in under your dashboard, it reads the car's computer, and boom, it gives you an error code. Think of that code as a direct clue that points you straight to the real problem. Okay, this is probably the most important thing to understand about this warning light. The FCW system failure is almost always just a symptom, not the actual disease. It's like a chain reaction, right? One little thing goes wrong somewhere else, and the FCW light is the thing that tells you about it. So your scanner might spit out a code like P0303. That's not an FCW problem, that's an engine misfire, probably a bad spark plug. Or maybe you get a C038 code. That points to a faulty wheel speed sensor in your braking system. See what's happening? The car's main computer is getting all this weird conflicting data from different places, so it plays it safe and just shuts down advanced systems like the FCW. The takeaway here is huge. Fix the real problem, that spark plug, that wheel sensor, and poof, the FCW light goes away. So let's say you've cleaned everything, you've done the reset, you even got the code scanned, and there's nothing obvious, but that light is still on. Okay, this is the moment where we've got to admit that the problem might actually be inside the FCW system itself. And that means it's probably time to call on a pro. A good mechanic has the tools and know-how to dig deeper. They can check for things like a blown fuse, maybe for the ABS or VSA systems, which are tied into the FCW. Or maybe your car just needs a software update. Yep, just like your phone. But here's a really common one they can check for: sensor misalignment. This happens all the time after a windshield replacement or even a tiny little fender bender. The camera or the radar gets knocked just a hair out of alignment, and they have the special equipment needed to recalibrate it perfectly. Whew, we've covered a ton of ground here, right? We've gone from a simple cleaning cloth all the way to professional diagnostics. So let's wrap this all up and put it together into one simple, clear action plan that you can remember. Okay, here it is, your ultimate troubleshooting checklist. The best way to think about this is like a funnel. You start at the wide top with the easiest, cheapest steps. So step 1, clean those sensors and the windshield. Step 2, restart the car and double check the battery. If you're still stuck, you move down the funnel. Step 3, scan for those error codes. Still no luck? Step 4 is a quick check for any blown fuses. And finally, if you've gone through all those steps, you've reached the bottom of the funnel. Step 5, it's time to consult a professional. But here's the cool part. You can call them with confidence because you can say, hey, I've already done all of this. This whole process is designed to save you time, stress, and most importantly, money.
So look, the next time that light pops on, you don't have to have that sinking feeling in your stomach. You're not just at the mercy of some random, confusing warning light anymore. You are now an informed, empowered car owner. You've got a plan. You know exactly how to tackle this thing head on.
And that just leaves me with one last thought for you. This whole FCW system, it's just one piece of the puzzle. Our cars are packed with these incredible safety features, all working silently in the background to keep us safe. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What other amazing bits of technology are we relying on every single day without even giving them a second thought? Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Drive safe out there.